Welcome to the season finale of season 27 of RGV Stars, live with Alex Arabia and Isaac Medina. Remember, RGV Stars is
the premier platform for showcasing Rio Grande Valley talent.
And the RGV, celebrities' place to be. Celebrities and influencers and stand-up comedians like Amani. Thank you for being here on RGV Stars.
Guys, it was good to be here.
And today our viewers will get the chance to know more about you, your career, your background, achievements, obstacles, future goals, and anything else that you want to share. Sounds good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So we're super excited to have you here, Amani. So tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, and how you got started in comedy.
So, and this might trip people up. I was born in New York City, actually, but I haven't really lived in New York for too long, maybe about a couple years. I've lived in Harlingen, Texas. That's my hometown as well. And I've lived there ever since about pre-K till, even past me graduating college. I would say right now, I carry a few titles. People might know me as like an influencer with my social media content, my stand-up comedy. I also am an artist. I make music, so you'll see me in the music scene. I was actually, last night I was at the open mic at the Flying Walrus. So
Okay.
So you're multi-talented.
So many things, man. I'm a poker player. So lots
Is there
of
one that you prefer over the other, or equal love for all of those professions?
Let me, if I have it, only because recently, and I will talk about this, is the poker. Because I have right here is a first place chip from a tournament that I won last week.
Awesome.
So
Congratulations.
I'm just picking up things all the time. It's really because I get bored a lot, honestly. And then also, I would say actually the most prominent thing right now would be my activism, political activism.
Okay.
So I run a political organization called the For the People Alliance. I'm the co-founder. My other co-founder, her name is Diana Morales. So a lot of things going on.
Gotcha. Okay, so tell us a little bit about this organization. What are you trying to promote?
Elaborate.
So, this one, it's a little different in the sense that it's just we're trying to promote just general education, educating the public, and holding our politicians accountable. We're not very specific, Democrat, Republican, this or that. We found a huge gap in that the most people in America aren't involved in politics. They don't know what's going on from the city level all the way to, everyone knows maybe like the presidential elections, that's when everyone gets involved, but there's a lot of things happening on the city level, the state level, and things like that.
And local elections really matter.
They do. And we can talk more about that because I'm trying to fight these AI data centers. And a lot of people think, you have to get with a lot of big players, get with the state, but there's a lot of things happening at a local level that we were able to accomplish in the last couple of weeks. I've been going to these city hall meetings for the city of Harlingen. And it seems that what we've been able to accomplish now is at the very least, step one is we're not going to provide these data centers with our city water or electricity, which a lot of cities, sometimes, the big companies come in and they're able to draw from that, but we have that. The end goal is to not have one built at all. But yeah, there's a lot of people.
And why is that? What's the problem with the data centers, these AI data centers? So
the issue is, and I'll say that I'm not trying to advocate against AI. I would discourage, but I'm not going to fight you if you're, trying to use AI or these tools. Some people, can use them really effectively and produce a lot of results, but you don't want one right next to your city. It's like kind of like these oil refineries. There's a lot of, ecological damage that they have, but the main thing is they take a lot of energy and a lot of water, and especially in the Rio Grande Valley, when we're all the cities are kind of drawing from the same water source. Corpus Christi's in a water crisis right now.
Yeah.
So why would we want to poke the bear? I'll just give a quick number. Is the city of Harlingen, we output about like 5.5 million gallons of water a day and they say, that's like sewage water and things that aren't like drinkable, but the data center wants to use 4.6 million of that. So more than 80% of our water flow is going to be going into that data center. That's a lot. The power that they want is enough power to power about 700,000 homes. We only have 30,000 homes in Harlingen. So it's a big ask for a small city, and it's something that we shouldn't really roll the dice on.
And artistically, which came first? The comedy, the content creation, the singing?
It's been an interesting journey. I began with music. I'm here now, but I will say, for anyone who wants to feel inspired, I used to be a SoundCloud rapper, man.
Yeah.
Just figuring my way out. And, you figure out, And I'll say from an artist perspective, there are people who try to go so hard, like, oh, I want to be the next star, and that's, you know, that's cool, but you're gonna burn yourself out. The best experience for artists, I feel like, is just to fall in love with the process and the music. You know, don't rush yourself. You know, and you slowly develop. It's about the journey. You know, so I can't. It started as a SoundCloud rapper doing rap and things like that. Then I started getting more involved with bands. Started doing more freestyle live performances. But then my latest project actually was the EDM album. Fun fact. So just have fun with it. You know, all the people that are having a hard time in music are just people that aren't having fun with it. Because the truth is, a lot of people that are winning Grammys and things like that, they've been in the space for like 10 to 20 years. Yeah. You're not going to get there in the first 3 to 5 years.
It's not an overnight thing. Yeah. It takes time.
It doesn't exist right now. All these overnight successes, you know, like you've seen that people blow up like Ice Spice. If you actually do the research, you'll find that all of that hype and overnight virality was actually constructed by a media team. They've been actually making music for like half a decade at least.
Yeah.
Fun fact. So then, I don't know. I've always wanted to do comedy. I used to host an open mic in Harlingen, Texas every week for 3 years at the Luna Sky Lounge. So every once in a while, comedians would come in, and I always had a love for comedy, but I would ask, like, my biggest struggle was I couldn't write a joke. I always had things that were funny to me, but I didn't know how to package it. And so, you know, some comedians inspired me to, you know, hey, just go for it. And that'd be my advice. Quite frankly, my first few open mics, for the first 2 months, I was hitting it every week. Couldn't get a single laugh. Not a single one. It felt
tough.
Like tough. But you gotta walk through that fire, dude, and eventually, you know, then you get one laugh and you get another one. Then you start like curating your jokes a little bit, you know, you write some more. Okay, these ones work, these ones didn't, but you're building up a set list over time. And so that's where I'm at right now, where I have like a solid like 15 minutes, but first you work on like, you got like 1 minute going on. If you can build like a solid 3 to 5 minutes, then you got your open mic, you know?
Yeah.
Do you keep it PG-13 or a little rated R?
Oh man, my comedy's all over the place, man.
Because some topics can be controversial, politics, sex, religion.
I have jokes about Trump. I got jokes about Trump, but I also got jokes about immigration. You know, and I also have jokes about ICE, but then I also have
both sides of the aisle.
Everything, you know. It's just, but my line is I don't make jokes to, like, the punchline isn't like, if as long as I feel like I don't write the joke where the joke is like, yo, this group of people is bad or less than you.
Yeah.
I don't want to convey that message. It's more like things that we commonly relate to that are funny, pretty much.
Yeah.
What's a Trump joke?
A Trump joke? Okay, can I curse on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll go for it. All right. Man, so it's some wild times. You know, we got Trump launched some, you know, we're bombing Iran. Some crazy stuff going on. Let me know if I can go further. Okay.
Go. Continue.
Oh, man. All right, well, I'll say it. So we've been bombing Iran, which is some crazy stuff, you know. All over, they're saying, you know, time and time again, they're saying Iran, you know, they got nukes, so that's why we're up in there trying to stop that. So much so that they recently bombed a uranium mining facility up in Iran, which killed over like a dozen people there, which had me confused because I thought Donald Trump liked miners. I don't gotta bomb them. I don't know. It's kind of hard to do it on the spot, but that one's been working so far. But it's jokes like that with like current topics. I try to tell as much as I can because after like a few weeks, it's gonna.
Do you include family members like your mom, your girlfriend, or
get people from the audience?
I like crowd work. I will say this immigration joke. I will say because I do have family that are undocumented actually. So I do. I don't know. It just made me think about it. But I will say here's a quick one. But if you get deported on St. Patrick's Day, is that considered an Irish goodbye?
Irish goodbye?
Think about it. I don't know. But things like that, I don't know. I don't want to be like too edgy. There are people who are just like straight up like, I don't know. There's people you've seen, or at some point you'll see there's people that tell jokes that are straight up like hating on like a group of people, and I don't want to like go that route. I try to be like maybe a little clever, like, oh, okay, something you might not like expect as I'm telling the joke. I don't know. There's one I'm working on. I wrote this morning. I don't know if we have time for that.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Make us laugh.
This one I thought of because I was taking a shit. Okay. And I was going to the bathroom. You ever go to like a restroom? It's like a gas station. You really have to go, and like but the toilet's looking all junk, like messed up and everything. And so I really have to go, but I'm thinking like, okay, like at least give me some time to like, you know, wipe down the, you know, clean it up, put some toilet paper down. But man, I hate to say it just got to the point where, you know, listen to my body, and listen to, you got, listen to my gut, and you just feel it coming out. I didn't have any time. I just, go sit down and take a shit, which made me think about COVID-19 actually during those times, because likewise, the same way I disregarded my own health and safety to listen to my, is the same way that people went and, they went to not wear a mask to disregard their own health and safety for others, which means, like both of those stories, that the kinds of people or things that are going to make you disregard your health are generally going to be assholes and pieces of shit. I'm working on it, but that's what it made me think about.
That's funny.
Sexual stuff, you stay away from that, or you also include?
I don't know. I think I have. No, I don't really talk about sexual. I have like a bit about like strip clubs, but not like the sexual aspect of it, but like kind of like play on word stuff. I don't talk about. Well, I will say I'm married. Fun fact, but I don't really get too much into like my personal life or like any sexual topics. But I guess out of respect of my wife, I guess.
Yeah, that's good.
But I also say like now, and I've been kind of learning. I speak to other influencers, and you'll find a lot of people once they gain like a platform, they don't really talk about their girlfriends and things like that.
Yeah.
I still do, but I actually met a guy. He's like a millionaire, and making content. And this girl does an interview with him, and she mentions his wife, and he actually asked to cut that completely out of the interview. And it hasn't been, I will say actually, through this point, I've gotten like random weird DMs. There's a lot of weird people on the internet. I've gotten threats
There's
before,
a lot of weird
people that don't like my jokes. So now it's more of like a matter of safety I have to consider.
Yeah.
How much I bring it to the table. It hasn't reached that level yet, but I do, as I gain more of a platform, it makes more sense why people aren't involving their family.
Yeah.
It will be weird. I don't know, but fun fact.
Yeah.
I got married.
Speaking of family,
Yeah.
has the support always been there with your parents, now your wife, in what you do?
Oh yeah.
They support you.
I will say, and I don't hate her for this. When I was a SoundCloud rapper, my wife, well, she was my girlfriend at the time. Man, she did not rock with my music. But looking back, it was bad, dude. My music sucked, so I don't blame her. But now, I will say, every step of the way after that, my
still
family's
stayed with
been
you.
very.
That's good.
There you go. Yeah.
Something worked.
Something worked out, man. She was holding on to. Maybe thought like, hoping I would blow up or something like that. No, they've been really supportive. Some of them have gone to my shows, my open mics, my comedy shows. So it's been a really great thing so far. I know in the beginning there wasn't a lot of support. I will say that. It was maybe like the first couple years, but after that, you get past that first hurdle. I feel like sometimes like, the world, you just gotta kind of prove yourself, prove your passion.
Yeah, you do.
And that's kind of like what separates the people that make and the people that don't, is the people that can go that long without receiving that reward. I mean, you guys are on your 27th season, I'm sure.
270 some episodes.
I'd say, how many seasons did it take for you guys to really be like, yo, now like we're legit, people are, it's really taken off.
We got real guests.
Yeah.
How long did it take?
Well, before this, we did like 5 seasons, 50 some episodes
seasons.
under another production. So I think by the time we got here, we were like,
we blew up after that.
We had already done 5 seasons and 50 some episodes before starting episode 1.
Yeah.
So that's, 50 something episodes, 5 seasons. That's my point, and you guys obviously, made very well of yourselves. You were able to make it past that cut. Most people, and I would say 90% of people would, after the 10th episode or even season 4, be like, yo, you know what, it's not it. But someone gave me some advice where you have to think about it in the term of like 10 years, straight up. If you don't see yourself doing it like 10 years later, honestly, treat it, I don't want to say quit, but treat it as a hobby.
Yeah.
Don't get too pent up about it, because the people that are succeeding are people that are going hard every day
for years,
every week or so, for a long time. It's not that they're the smartest or the best, but they're outlasting everybody else. So
very true. And we've had many stand-up comedians on the show as guests, like Raymond Horta, Sonia Treviño, Mario Salazar, many
I'll be doing
others.
a show with her, Sonia.
Oh, really? I was going to ask
yeah.
you, you're friends with all them, you have a good relationship with
I
many of
would
these
say
comedians.
I've been to Raymond Horta's shows before, but I haven't met him like out of conversation. But I've spoken to Sonia before. We performed at some open mics, and now,
check out the episode on RGV Stars with Raymond Horta.
Yeah.
Sonia.
Yeah, I will listen to that.
Mario Salazar.
Especially on my way back home. But yeah, I started comedy really last fall. So So to go from like zero in comedy, barely struggling to write jokes, I've been going to open mics pretty much like once or twice a week, writing every other day, to now, yeah, I'm performing with Sonia, which is such an honor.
She's a great girl.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What
Great comedian.
advice would you give to someone who maybe wants to pursue a career like yours?
Go to open
Man.
mics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, for music comedy, hit those open mics. You know, if you don't do good, at some point, you know, you're just gonna get better. Don't get crushed if you don't laugh at your stuff. You gotta keep going. Social media influencing, I've interviewed other people. The common advice is just to go do it.
Yeah.
You're trying to do cosplay, art, music, put your foot in the door and just keep going. Block
And
out the
many times you
haters.
go to the streets, right, and interview random people, right?
Yeah.
I'll say the struggle can be, it might feel embarrassing even sometimes when you're putting your content out there and everyone can see if it doesn't get that many likes or views. Bro, when I was doing interviews, they would have like maybe like 100, 200 views on Instagram. Now I'm reaching, you know, a good amount of views. My Instagram is pulling in, at this point, this will be a snapshot, about 1 million views a month right now. Sometimes it'll dip to like 500K.
Wow.
That's where I'm at.
So in this episode, we'll have a lot of views.
I hope
When-
so.
when you
I
share
don't know,
it.
don't jinx it. That would be embarrassing. That
When
would
you
be
share
for me.
it.
I would hope.
What
Guys,
are your
y'all check
future
this
goals? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years?
Oh man, and for this question, I want to say is probably one of the hardest questions, just because every year has been so dynamically different. Like, did I see myself doing stand-up comedy a year ago? No. Did I see myself doing like this political stuff? No. Did I see myself doing even just getting involved in poker? I don't know. It's a fun game. I will say, just to advise so people don't get like involved in the wrong way. If you're gonna play just to play, you know, go for it. Don't expect to make any money at all. The kinds of people that are making money, they're studying, they're doing math, they're doing probability calculations. There's a lot of information on the table. There are people even able to like walk home with change in their pocket and not lose on the money. They're still doing like a lot of thinking. They're studying the game very hard. If you're not willing to put in hours of studying to master this game and know it like through and through, don't expect to make any money. It's not for you. Have fun, but I would not do not get your hopes up.
And stand-up comedians that you admire in general?
Well, I do gotta say, shouts to Roy Alex Gomez, for one, with Recall Productions.
He's been here also.
He's
I
been,
guess.
oh well, man, yeah, shouts to him.
Check out the episode.
I have so much stuff to watch, y'all. He's been, I would say, it's taking me under his wing. You know, he's gotten me like a lot of really helpful bookings, but he's also been such an integral part of the comedy scene, you know. And obviously, you know,
Yeah.
that's why he was here as well. He used to go to my open mic and do comedy. Shouts to Joseph Soto. Shouts to Anthony Nino, really good comedian. And another good few comedians is Roldy, I Hate Mondays comedy, all those people, Raul Draga. Man, and I hate, sometimes, you know, I always leave like a name out. So, but if you're up in Roosevelt's at 7 on a Monday night, shouts to you, man. Shouts to Hector Chapa, and Manny Lopez, Jennifer Poppy. Up and coming comedian, you might see her soon, Nikhail Alabine, I will say. And I do, yeah, shouts to all
And
of them.
nationwide, from famous comedians like Seinfeld or any others you look up to and admire?
Dave Chappelle for sure.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, Anthony Jeselnik. I would say that might be the most controversial comic of all time, but his writing is he's very good at writing like a setup and a punchline just like so unexpected, it'll like snap your neck.
Wow.
But it's very dark humor. But I would say he's the only one that could probably write jokes like that.
Wow.
And your biggest achievement and biggest obstacle?
Biggest achievement so far, I would say, is getting, I'll say so far is, you know, the views that I brought up on my page, you know, building up my social media profile. But I'll say in the political realm me and my organization, I'll say, the whole team, I don't want to say you know, there's a lot of people involved in this, but, you know, it's hard to. We were able to bring down Jasmine Crockett to the Gremlin twice. And we had 200 people show up each time, and we only had like a day to promote each event, a day. Because on the political trail, you know, when you're a small organization, you're just trying to get a chance. And the day before was when they're like, you know what, go for it. You have the green light. She's gonna show up, you know. And we were able to do that, and it was more so, and people were asking, if we're a organization that, we don't try to support candidates directly or have, support Democrat, Republican, things like that. This was more of a chance because the time that she does come to the Valley, it's been behind like private events with more of like establishment Democrats and things like that, and you have to already be affiliated with the organization. Ours was, we took that opportunity to have it to the ground that anyone can join, because we wanted the chance to have a congresswoman in general come to the Valley and hear from the voices of the people without you having to be in any kind of affiliation club or anything. And there are people that were able to talk to her directly, take a selfie and things like that. Well, I've been to other events where she's been, and you kind of, she didn't have as much time, but we were able to allow, bring that opportunity to the people of the Rio Grande Valley.
And also now officially an RGV star, right? Accomplishment.
Here we go. That would say, yes, that's been really cool as well.
Where can we find you on social media?
Absolutely. So Amani Hip Hop, so that's Amani, Amani, HIPHOP, Amani Hip Hop. That's going to be on Instagram, also YouTube. I guess Isaac Newman on Facebook. I will say my username is Amani Hip Hop, only because, well, for one, I like hip hop, but because my inspiration in rap at the time was a rapper named Token, and his Instagram is Token Hip Hop, so shouts to him. And he took that because the original Token was taken, and the original Amani for me was taken. So I was like, oh, same thing. I'm gonna add hip hop to the name. And hip hop is very dynamic and diverse. But that's what I was.
A closing message, a closing remark for the fans, the viewers of RGV Stars.
Absolutely. Well, for one, whatever you are doing, whatever you're interested in, if you want to succeed, I would say go hard as you can for as long as you can. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Treat it as a hobby. And don't confine yourself to one thing. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. People have told me to, stick to your niche and then you grow from there. From the jump, I was like, no, that's boring. And I just refused to stay in one thing for so long. Branch out, do everything that you want to do. So many things when I go up on stage, do comedies, because, I like doing it. I'm not staking so much, and then because you're doing so many different things, there's not as much risk.
Yeah.
If it doesn't make it, okay, cool. Then I'll just whatever happens, you just shift more attention into that.
Yes.
But my lasting advice would be to be genuine, be authentic, and never change your character. I think I'll circle back to that last question, is just one of the things I'm proudest of, and I hope it'll stay this way, is that I've just always been the same person, not caring about any kind of fluffy stuff. I'm just me, and it might work for some people, it might not, but that's just how it is at the end of the day.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much. We wish you the best, more success,
Sure.
more blessings in your future.
All right, brother. Thank you so much.
And this was the season finale, season 27 of RGV Stars, live with Alex Arabia and Isaac Medina. Remember, RGV Stars is
the premier platform for showcasing Rio Grande Valley talent.
And the RGV Celebrities Place to Be. See you next time when we start season 28.
See you guys.
On the flip.